Welcome back, everybody, to the South Carolina Gamecocks revamped Dynasty here in NCAA 14 college football. Revamped, we get a chance today to take on the Southern Cal Trojans in a battle to figure out who exactly the real USC is. Southern Cal is number 13 in the country. They are very, very talented. They, unfortunately, though, are no longer led by Caleb Williams. They've been behind or had him as their quarterback for a while now, but they have to rely on senior running back LAKEY Brown. He is a 99 overall right now. As you can see, they are still very talented, especially with another senior quarterback, Miller Moss. He's been here for 4 years now, and he started out as a big-time starter for them, but over the last couple of years, he's gotten outshined by Caleb Williams. Last year, he only threw 2 touchdowns to no picks. His first really full year was 2013. He threw 16 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. At the receiving spot, they're led by Kieron Hudson, who had 65 catches, 700 yards, and 7 touchdowns last year. He's a senior. And then junior CJ Williams, 42 catches, 475 yards. And as you can see, despite last week, Julius Canary is going to get the chance to start again. He started the year 1 of 2. Johnny King came in. He won us the game. He was fine. He wasn't great. But I think right now we're going to stick with Julius Canary as a reliable option there. And if he continues to turn it over like crazy, he'll probably have to get put to the bench for Braden Davis or Johnny King or even Quentin McCauley, as we are now going to see LAKEY Brown and the Trojans out on the field. Number 14 there rocking that number is the senior running back. Moss is going to start the day on a 1st and 10 for the Trojans, and a sacked. Big way to start the day. I believe that's Nick Barrett with the first sack of the day on the first play of the day. He's getting double teamed. He just muscles his way through it, goes up and under, and right as Moss is about to let go of it, he just takes him down. So now that finds a 3rd and 17 to start the day for the Trojans. Moss going to bring his tight end in motion. That's Fagan. Moss now is all alone in the backfield, going to go cross to Fagan, and he's got the first down. And then some. Matt Fagan with a 19-yard catch there on 3rd down. And Moss and company trying to get something going here on the first drive. It's going to be a screen play on 1st and 10 outside to LAKEY Brown. Brown got a lot of space. He's going to break the tackle across the right side, and he rumbles right around the midfield marker. Last year, he had over 1,000 rushing yards and another first down for the Trojans. 2nd and 11 now. Moss calls a snap. He's going to pitch it back to Brown. Brown's going to bounce off the first would-be tackler. Makes another one miss. Down the sidelines to the 20. Pushing his way down and out at about the 11. That's going to be 41 yards. LAKEY Brown on the option play. Bounces off of a couple of tacklers. Right there, Kawan Banks misses it. Birdsong misses him. And after that, he was just off to the races. Thankfully, they're able to stop him, but that's going to set up a 2nd and 12 in the red zone. Moss going to take the snap, wants to throw it to the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown, the freshman, Adam Lewis from 13 yards out, and the Trojans, a great start to their day. They could not have asked for a better way to start their offensive season. Now, 2nd and 4, Lavesa Carroll struggled last week in week 1. But this time, he's going to get a nice run there. Mississippi State did a great job of bottling him up. We're going to look to get him into open field much more often. 3rd and 10 now for Canary. He's going to want to throw. Instead, he's sacked, losing 10. And the Gamecocks going to stall out. That was Chris Thompson Jr., but they would get the ball back after a muffed punt. And Canary's going to run it with the read option, and that is a 3-yard run for the Gamecocks. So the Trojans turnover gives us good field position, and Canary now on 2nd and 7 is going to go to Sampson. And that is a 15-yard catch. Now 2nd and 10. Canary going to go to Carroll up the middle. Carroll cuts it back to the left. He spun down from the left side, and that's a 6-yard run. I do apologize. I meant to get the muff punt in there, but I couldn't find the highlight for it. But now on a 3rd and 4, Carroll untouched and into the end zone. 13 yards, Lavesa Carroll with a big run there down the middle of the field. The Trojans looked like they didn't even want to tackle him. Nobody was even trying to get to the ball. And Carroll's got the first touchdown of the day for the Gamecocks, tied up 7-all. Moss is going to hand it to LAKEY Brown. Brown is stuffed by Rory Patrick. That's a 2-yard loss, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 12 now for the Trojans. Moss going to take the snap. He wants to throw. Moss to the outside. He had a couple guys open. Westmoreland in coverage, in the Gamecocks defense. A strong stop there. Now first and 10 on the second drive of the day. It's going to be a deep ball down the sidelines, and it's caught. Brandon Robinson diving for that one for 42 yards as he got behind the secondary. The Gamecocks now first and 10 right around the 11. Carroll's going to get the inside handoff, and that is a 3-yard gain. Not a lot going there on the ground. That's going to set up a 3rd and 7. Julius Canary and Lavesa Carroll now in the shotgun. Canary's going to keep it himself on the read option. He is going to get stuffed. A couple yards, maybe 3. And the Gamecocks play it safe. They settle for the field goal. And that's going to give them a 10-7 lead. The Trojans now face a 3rd and 12. He's going to go outside. He's got a man wide open along the sidelines, and it's Harris. Perry Harris steps out of bounds after 32 yards on the out route. A beautiful pass, not a great spiral, but Harris had maybe about 30 more yards, maybe a touchdown if he doesn't step out of bounds. So a 2nd and 9 later on the field. Moss is going to look to throw. Hit as he throws it, finds a man open down the sidelines, and that's a touchdown. Kieran Hudson, a 45-yard strike. Miller Moss, he just got upended as he was letting go of that one. Somehow, he got it off, and it was very accurate. I don't know why I said accurate. And that is a strike right there for the Trojans. 14-10 now. The final seconds of the second quarter. The pass falls off of Long's hands, and oh man, should have been picked off. But the Gamecocks now 5 seconds left in the first. 3rd and 10. You do not want to give the Trojans the ball back down by 4. Canary wants to throw. Nobody's open. Rolling out. Away from the pressure. He just has to let go of it. And after a 3 of 6 start, he's now 3 for 11. 2nd and 4 now. Moss on the next drive for the Trojans in the second quarter. Going to give it to Raleigh Brown, who bounces off of Banks. And that's a first down run and more. 10 yards on the ground. 2nd and 4 now. Moss out of the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. Banks is quickly into the backfield, but he gets the pass off. C.J. Williams, wide receiver number 2, with the 10-yard catch. And the Trojans' offense is cooking here in this second quarter. They're cooking with fire. Moss going to give it to Brown this time, and Brown's got to have nowhere to go. He's quickly muscled to the ground. Cole Robinson setting the edge well there. 3rd and 14 now. A pivotal chance here. Moss steps into the pass, finds his man Williams, and in between tacklers, it's a touchdown for the Trojans. 20-10 is the score. They have a chance to make it 21-10 with the extra point. Moss just stood in the pocket, no pressure. And C.J. Williams, just a simple crossing route, and he just gets wide open for the touchdown. Setting up the Gamecocks now, 1st and 10. Julius Canary under pressure this time, though. Brandon Robinson can hold on to it. That's an 11-yard catch there for the Gamecocks. 1st and 10 now. Canary goes to Carroll. Carroll's going to go get a lot of space down the middle of the field across the logo, and that's a 17-yard run. 1st and 10 now, 5 minutes and counting down for the Gamecocks. Canary's going to fire to Hall, who breaks into the open field. Down the middle of the field to the 10 and tripped up by his toes. 39 yards for Scott Hall. He had a touchdown in his sights. And instead, number 34 for the Trojans, number 24, excuse me, makes one of the biggest tackles of the day so far. 1st and goal now. Carroll gets lit up in the backfield. That's a loss of 3. Julius Canary now, 3rd and goal. Trying to get this offense going. Canary out of the shotgun. Wants to throw it. It's a play action. Canary to the outside into coverage, and it's deflected away. Brandon Robinson was the intended target. But instead, the Gamecocks settle for another field goal. That's going to make it 21-13 now. Moss going to go on the next drive outside to Leon White, the freshman. He's got an 18-yard catch. So far, they have 230 total yards to our 167. Moss looking to add to that on 2nd and 3. Instead, it's a pick. Intercepted. Donovan Westmoreland racing down the field across the 20 or across the 40 down to the 30, maybe the 28. Westmoreland read Moss's eyes, and he just took that one out of the air. It was intended for Kieran Hudson. And that is a big, big turn of events there. The Gamecocks now 1st and 10 after the interception. 3.5 minutes remaining in the half. Canary to the outside into coverage. It's Sampson with a sure-handed grab on the comeback. That's a 15-yard catch now, 1st and goal. Now they line up in a goal line set. Canary's going to go to Carroll. He's got the edge. Can he get around the defender? It's a touchdown. 4 yards on the ground, and the 2-point conversion or the extra point upcoming can make it a 1-point game or a tie game. They do tie it up. 3rd and 12 for the next Trojans possession. Moss gets taken down in the backfield. That's an 8-yard loss. Nick Barrett, his second tackle for loss, and his second sack of the day. All of his stats today so far have come from a sack. So the Gamecocks get good field position on a 2nd and 9. They're going to go to Landon Sampson. Landon Sampson cuts it to the outside. All kinds of green grass in front of him. Down to the 10, to the 5, and it's a touchdown for the Gamecocks. An answer of prayers. They were down 21-13 just about a minute ago, and the Trojans go 3 and out. Landon Sampson touches the ball on 2nd and 9, and that is a big touchdown. 28-21 now. Moss looking to get this offense back on track. He goes to Kieron Hudson, who's in coverage, but he gets it for 11 yards as he falls down across the first down marker. 2nd and 10 now. We're right around the minute mark in this first half, and Kawan Banks, the diving tackle there, and that's a 7-yard loss. That's going to bring them to a 3rd and 17. He just leaps on the corner blitz right there, and Moss never really stood a chance there as Banks was left unblocked. And now it is a 3rd and 17. You've got to wonder what the Gamecocks are going to call. 3 of 5 on 3rd downs today, the Trojans are. 45 seconds left. They're going to click it down as far as possible. Moss out of the shotgun. Wants to throw. He's got a man open, and it's Leon White, but he's well short. 9 yards short after a 9-yard catch. So the Gamecocks do have a chance here to score before halftime. 1st and 10. Julius Canary rolls out, fires down the middle, and it's Sampson catching it for 13 and a 1st down now. 1st and 10. Canary trying to get this offense down the field very quickly. He looks to throw under pressure. Finds his man, Brandon Robinson, spinning. And that is a big catch there now. 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 10 with 12 seconds left. Canary flea flicker. Carroll gives it back to him into coverage, and it's picked off. That is an interception by Davis to send us to halftime. Not a big deal there, considering it came so late in the half, but still, you would have liked to avoid the turnover and maybe get a field goal, but the Gamecocks aren't worried too much now, up 28-21 as Scott Hall's got a catch and run for 17 yards there on the first play of the second half. Now 2nd and 4. Julius Canary looks to throw. He's going to fire to the outside. He's got Brandon Robinson. Robinson muscles his way off the first tackler, but he's quickly brought down to a 19-yard gain. Now Canary, 1st and 10, wants to go downfield. He's got Robinson again. He's quickly brought down, but a 17-yard gain. Just dinking and diming it down the field, and big mid-range or medium-length passes are getting us everywhere. Now 2nd and 14 to the screen to Carroll. He's got offensive lineman in front of him. He's got an open lane to the end zone. Runs into his own man. Bounces off of a tackler, and he's in. 20 yards on the screen. Lavesa Carroll with the touchdown. Looked like he might get stuck on Brandon Robinson for a second there as Raleek Brown's run is cut short by Rory Patrick. He's going to lose 3 on the play. 2nd and 13 now. 35-21 is the score. Miller Moss going to give it to Harris. No, yeah, he's going to keep it with Harris. Harris rushing up the left side. Nowhere to go. He did weave in and out of traffic, but still it is a 3rd and 11. Moss now looks to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Finds his man Harris, but he drops it. He heard the footsteps. And that is a turnover for the Trojans. 3rd and 2 now. It's going to go to Lavesa Carroll. Carroll's going to cut it up the middle off the stretch. He just changed the play there, changed his reversal or the way he was going. That's an 11-yard run. 2nd and 1 now. Canary's going to go to Carroll up on the inside zone. He's got a big gain as he lit up at the end of it, but 8 yards on the play. 1st and 10 turns into a 2nd and 6 now. Canary going to pitch it instead. He can't even get it off. It's a 4-yard loss, and the Gamecocks, Jamar Conley with a big tackle, setting up a 3rd and 10. Canary fakes the play action, wants to throw into coverage, should have been picked off by Zion Branch, but instead it's a field goal for Marcus Clark, and that one is up and good. 38-21. It was 21-13 with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter now. Here in the third, it's 38-21 with about 2 minutes left. This time, though, the Trojans actually gained some yards. Perry Harris, 14 yards. That's going to set up a 2nd and 5 for the Trojans. Moss going to take the snap. He wants to throw under pressure. Fires to his man, Matt Fagan. And that is a 3-yard gain, so a 3rd and 2 now. The offense for the Trojans stalling out in this second half. This time they go on the sweep, and it's a 3-yard loss. Kiel Cole couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, so the Gamecocks take over. 2nd and 8. It's going to be a deep pass down the middle of the field. DJ Long, this time, holding on to it. That's a 24-yard gain on his first catch of the day. Canary going to run the read option with the running back there. 1st and 10 now. Canary setting the edge. He's got it down the sideline. Pushed out of bounds and muscled to the ground, but a big run there for Julius Canary. That is going to set up a 3rd and 6 inside the red zone. Canary takes the snap, wants to go to the air. It's Sampson again. He's got the first down. He just set in the zone. And another first down. Pretty even split there on the running distribution to passing distribution. Lavesa Carroll now on the goal line stand. He's going to get 4. That's going to set up a 3rd and goal at the 1. Canary to the end zone, and it's Carroll with the 1-yard run. His 3rd touchdown of the day, his 2nd on the ground. And that is a big dagger there. 5 minutes left, 45-21. The Trojans have fallen off the face of the planet, and that one, 8-yard loss, is not going to help Nick Barrett, his 4th of the day. Big gains for him today. 2nd and 18 now. Fagan's going to go in motion. Moss wants to throw. Looking across the middle. He's got Harris and a first down as he's hit hard from both sides. But he's still going to be credited with a first down there. 1st and 10 now. The clock continues to click down. Moss looks downfield on the sideline, and it's Perry Harris stepping in bounds and catching it for 18 yards. 2nd and 7 now. Later on down the field, it's going to be a passing play. Moss is instead going to run for it. He's got a lot of space, but he's hit hard. 8 yards on the play and a first down. 2nd and 9 now later inside the red zone. It's going to be a goal line stand potentially. He's going to go to Massey, who gets stuffed. Jamar Massey, nothing on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3 of 8 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 10 in the red zone. You've got to score here to make it a game again. Kiel Cole on the draw play, doesn't even get close. Now a 4th and 6. Do they have a clutch moment? And a Moss to the end zone into coverage, but it's caught. Matt Fagan, 7-yard touchdown. That's the 4th of the day for Miller Moss. And that is going to bring it to a 45-29 ball game here. 4th and 4 for the Gamecocks. It's a big pass to Scott Hall, bouncing off a couple of tacklers, and that's going to do it, though. A couple of runs here, and they'll just be able to run the clock down all the way to a victory. And you've got to give credit to the defense here. Ryan Clayton going to run up the middle of the freshman with an 11-yard play. Expect him to have an impact, but a 2nd and 23. We're just going to run the clock out. And after a rough start, 21-13 in the second quarter, to finish the game, 45-29, you just have to give our defense credit for that. They played outstanding in the second half. They did not allow the Trojans to score a single point there in the third quarter. Basically, since the 33-second mark of the first, or the 5-minute and 36-second mark of the second quarter, they did not score until the final 2 minutes of the game there in that fourth quarter final run, with Miller Moss completing it to Matt Fagan. What a stand by the Gamecocks defense. Canary was good today. 294 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Wasn't great. He was just good, but we didn't need him to be outstanding because of how good our running game was. Lavesa Carroll, 112 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think I accidentally said 2. I meant to say 3. Landon Sampson had 1 for 45 and a touchdown. A couple of guys got some runs. Brandon Hammond and Ryan Clayton there. Just getting some reps. Brandon Robinson, 5 for 105. Scott Hall, 4 for 83. Landon Sampson, 4 for 54, the number one receiver there, struggling to get involved. And Lavisa Carroll, the only passing touchdown, 1 for 20 and a touchdown on that screenplay. Stone Blanton led the way with 7 tackles total. Kawan Banks had 2 tackles for loss and a sack. Nick Barrett had 3 sacks. Donovan Westmoreland with the interception, which basically changed the momentum completely. Without that interception, I have no doubt in my mind we're looking at a different game, because that down 21-13 or tied 21-21, you get an interception, and Miller Moss played outstanding. He had 4 touchdowns. Their running game left a lot to be desired. Their receiving core was not very good at the top, but they just had a lot of very good contributors. But Matt Fagan, CJ Williams, and Kieran Hudson all respectively had a touchdown, as well as Lewis down there for the Trojans, and that is a big win. 45-29 is your final there. We're going to get into a couple of simulations. Florida State going to be upset by the Red Raiders there in their first matchup of the season. The 12th ranked Seminoles lose by 28-21 as your final. Texas and Arkansas in a rivalry game. The Longhorns looking to start their year 2-0. They dominate the Razorbacks 38-10. The Razorbacks lost a lot of their production, and Texas is led by super senior Quinn Ewers. As we now have some big matchups in these weeks, A&M versus Florida, and the Gators didn't stand a chance against the Aggies. The Aggies, a team we have to take on in a few weeks, they win that one by 21. The 9th-ranked Gators are eliminated, or basically already eliminated from playoff contention if they are not going to go on a big run. Purdue and Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, win that one by 10. That was a tough matchup there. Purdue always has, a bit of a trap game every year. Utah and BYU in the Holy War. Not even a contest. The Utes take that one 38-7. They dominated their rival last week, Utah State, and now they take that one by a whole lot. The number 1 ranked Ducks are taking on the Virginia Cavaliers. You expect them to win, and they do just that, 41-10. The Ducks last year had a major chance at the championship, but they just lost in the Pac-12 championship, and that cost them a spot in the national championship. Oklahoma does squeak by LSU there, 24-17. The Tigers trying to be competitive, and they did a great job at that. Georgia and Ole Miss, a rivalry SEC matchup. The Rebels gonna lose this one to the Bulldogs. They get back on track after their one-loss start. Gunnar Stockton getting the Bulldogs in the win column, 28-24. And finally, that was going to be our final matchup, as we are now going to take a look at some recruiting, I believe, or we're just going to head into the next week, because there was not a lot of recruiting news. So that's just what I'm going to tell you. Next episode, we'll be taking on the 20th ranked Bulldogs, as they are led by Gunnar Stockton. As we just saw, they are 1-1, but they are coming off a win against Ole Miss. They are not to be taken lightly, and I'm excited to see how this team can continue to grow. Go ahead and comment down your predictions for next week, or what you thought about this week's game. I'd love to hear from you all. If you do enjoy this, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload in this series or any other series. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out, y'all.